Well, I'm back from seeing Kay this morning. I made arrangements to have her come over Thursday. Thursday? I meant to have Thursday? Let's see, this is Monday. Yeah, Thursday. Better check that out. Anyway, she'll be coming over to see me. There's nothing going on there. So, I don't know if I told you yesterday, there was a false alarm because one of the residents pulled the fire alarm. I was on my way out with the bus driver, and I'd been on the second and third floor. I figured it was something like that. So I wouldn't want to leave if it was a real fire, of course. You know, and Kay being in it. So, but I was pretty sure it was. They got so much protection from fire, it can't get anywhere. Just like this place. Nothing could happen in this place that creates smoke that wouldn't get detected right now. The only thing that isn't protected is if a fire starts on the outer wall and gets going good before smoke gets in the building, then something might happen. However, there are enough, in downtown, it'd be hard for a fire to get any distance before someone would notice it and call the fire department. On top of that, we're just 2 blocks from the fire station. So we're in good shape in that respect. But the last thing I want is a false alarm in this place where they're taken seriously, because, you know, you've got all these people here in wheelchairs and walkers. They can't get up and down the stairs. They have to stay in their rooms. But it's very, very secure. I don't know how. There was, a few months ago, there was a fire at another assisted living facilities, and I wonder how it got started, because, you know, it's so well protected, perhaps in the kitchen or something, which could spread real fast. Anyway, we're good here. If you have a clear conscience, your memory is probably fuzzy. One of the elevators is down, and that just brings out the worst in everyone around here. These elevators are about this wide, maybe a little, maybe they're very small, and that direction. You get one wheelchair in it, maybe a walker. Some wheelchairs, only one wheelchair and the one who pushes it. And when you're trying to move close to 100 people in one elevator to dinner, it's very hard to do. So today I just decided I would eat up at Thriftway. Thriftway has a nice delicatessen. So I went up there and ate. Well, Diane's going to find out if we're descended from the Neanderthal or Adam and Eve. She's sending us all kits to send to some DNA outfit. The National Geographic did the same thing a couple of years ago, which was nothing but a farce, because if you read where people supposedly came from, that's what the results from the DNA told us. Now we find out that it might have been contaminated. Well, we didn't contaminate it. I didn't. If it wasn't, instructions weren't right, then it was their fault, not mine. We ought to get their $100 back, I think. Well, fat chance for that. But it doesn't enhance the reputation of the National Geographic as far as I'm concerned. Come on, where are ya? When we sailed out of New York Harbor, we, of course, we didn't know, us soldiers, we had never been out in the ocean before, so we didn't know where we were going. But we made the best of it. I don't know how those guys on the bottom decks who had been there 3 days, I don't know if they let them up, how far, maybe up on our deck. They didn't let them up on the officers' quarters, the officers' place. But they might have left them up on up to our deck, which is the one below. And it wasn't very long before every gangway, companionway, you see there's walkway around the deck. And there was crap games and card games going on. I'm not even sure I tried one game, but maybe I did, because that's where I learned I couldn't win at gambling. There's all those card sharks out there, so for the rest of my life I could play, but I never really wasted any money on it. And we were fed 2 meals a day. It took me years to get over eating orange marmalade. I can't remember what we had. We had, of course, we had, I suppose, toast. You didn't have very much. You ate 2 meals a day. And on board there was a little newspaper published. And if I can find it, I'll print a copy of it, show you a copy. When we sailed into Glasgow, Scotland, because the only other port in England that would handle the Queen Elizabeth was Southampton. Of course, Southampton was, it wasn't under attack anymore, but it had been, and it was, I found out later, it was totally demolished. But of course, it still didn't stop the ships from sailing across the channel. But we got up, when we got to even then the ship didn't have any docks big enough for it to tie up at, so it anchored out in the harbor, and we offloaded onto barges, and we were then taken to the shore, to the trains there on the shoreline. And I was one of the last on. I think I was on the first, maybe they took some officers first, I don't know. But I think I was with the first bunch that was taken off the ship. One of the privileges of doing good in your classes. So we, on the train, the Red Cross girls were out for giving us free coffee. One girl was running to give it to a soldier before the train took off, and she stumbled and fell and spilled about 2 or 3 gallons of coffee. Well, it felt so bad that she was trying so hard, and yet she spilled all that. So anyway, that was, and we didn't hang around. That we got on the train, and within an hour or two, well, as soon as it got loaded, we headed somewhere. I'll tell you about the next episode.